I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is Psychacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the subject of today's short talk is the truth about romance, obstruction. So this is the third part in my series of episodes on this subject. Remember, as I discussed in my episode, The Origin of Romance, romantic love is really the transliterated dogma of a religious cult that existed in the south of France in the 11th and 12th centuries that was secularized to avoid persecution by the Catholic Church. This is why we see in the experience of romantic love so many vestiges of religiosity. In this episode, I'm going to talk about another truth of romance, which is the fact that romance thrives on obstruction. And if no obstruction exists in a romantic relationship, one or both of the partners will create one, consciously or not, in order to stimulate the romantic imagination. Think about Romeo and Juliet. Do you think it was just, a strange coincidence that the Capulets and Montagues hated each other? And that it was just bad luck that Romeo would have been killed if he were found in the Capulets' garden? Can you imagine what the story of Romeo and Juliet would have been like if Lady Capulet had come to Juliet and said, hey, what about that nice Romeo boy who lives next door? What a gentleman. We just adore his parents, and we think it would be adorable if you two got together. There actually is just such a character in that story, Paris, that the Capulets approve of as a match for their daughter. And Juliet is like, oh God, Mom, that guy? No, thank you. So it's not an accident that Romeo and Juliet came from warring families, because whether the lovers were conscious of this or not, that danger, that prohibition, that obstruction fueled their desire for each other. Their story could not exist without it. We also see this in play in the prototypical romantic myth, the tragedy of Tristan and Isolde, that I would highly recommend that you look into. Obstruction is the fuel of romantic fire. And this is why there's often a lot of passion and romance in long-distance relationships and extramarital affairs. There's something about the fact that A, we shouldn't be doing this, and B, there's something preventing us from truly being together that fans the flames of desire. Most likely, this is due to the unconscious desire to reduce dissonance. It's dissonant to do something that we shouldn't be doing. So our unconscious mind reduces that uncomfortable dissonance by making us believe that the fact that we're doing what we shouldn't must mean that we really want what we're doing. This is important to keep in mind because sometimes our feelings are actually more of a response to some of these obstructions and prohibitions than a reflection of our actual authentic desire for the other person. Something to consider. What do you think? Does this square with your experience? Remember to subscribe and hit the like button for the algorithm. And if you'd like to schedule a consultation, you can reach me at psychackspodcast@gmail.com. Talk to you soon.